With a new starter. So the topic here, Daniel chapter 8, the little horn and the cleansing of the sanctuary. The little horn and the cleansing of the sanctuary. Because for Daniel chapter 2, you never hear anything about the sanctuary. No. Daniel chapter 7, you never hear about the sanctuary. So Daniel chapter 2 was really good. Daniel chapter 7, he introduced the little horn power and judgment. Now in Daniel chapter 8, he's introducing the sanctuary. Never find in none of the texts before. Let's go.
In the third year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel. After that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. King Belshazzar only reigned for 3 years. And if you remember,
And I want you to understand it. We'll find Belshazzar. We'll find King Belshazzar.
2,
In
chapter
chapter 5.
Oh, chapter
The
5.
handwriting on the
Oh,
wall.
the handwriting on the wall. Yes, yes, yes.
And I said that Daniel chapter 7 was written before Daniel chapter 6. Right? Because Daniel chapter 7 starts by saying in the first year of the reign of Belshazzar. And now Daniel chapter 8 say in the third year of Belshazzar.
Okay,
Right?
okay.
So understand that Daniel wrote this when Babylon was still in power.
Yes, yes.
Are you finding that?
Yeah.
It's before the Medes and the Persians.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
King Belshazzar only reigned for 3 years. And if you remember back to chapter 5, it was during his rulership that the Babylonian Empire crumbled under the hands of the Medes and the Medes and Persians. So we find this vision coming to Daniel in the final reign of Belshazzar and the Babylonian Empire. Also, this vision is 2 years after the one that appeared unto Daniel at the first in chapter 7.
So here's what came to me when I was going over my notes. Imagine in the first year of Belshazzar, Daniel got chapter 7, the dream of chapter 7.
Yes.
And in the third year of Belshazzar, he only reigned for 3 years, he got the second dream, which is Daniel chapter 8. Then how Belshazzar wanted to give Daniel gifts to tell him what the handwriting was saying. So when the handwriting came, Daniel had full knowledge
Of what?
of what was happening.
What was happening? Amazing.
Yeah? Are you seeing that?
Yeah.
So when the time when the handwriting came on the wall and Belshazzar's grandmother says there's a man in the kingdom that can
Tell you the
read
truth,
this.
yeah.
When Daniel came in, if you remember when we did Daniel chapter 5, the Bible said Daniel just take one look at the wall and say, I don't want to part of this. You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, Daniel just looked and Daniel said, I don't want no part. You
Yeah.
can keep a gift, you can keep everything. I don't want no part of it.
I remember that.
Yeah. Go ahead. Now
Because Daniel already knew it's just stupidity.
yeah, and Daniel knew Daniel chapter 7.
Yeah.
And he knew Daniel chapter 8.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? He knew it. Go ahead.
Daniel was located in the palace at Shushan, which was the metropolis of the province of Elam, near the river of Eula. The king of Babylon had a palace situated there, which would make it a strange occurrence for Daniel to be there. For with the position that Daniel held in the kingdom, it would easily indicate that he was there fulfilling the king's
Hold on.
business.
You said it would, but it would not.
Sorry, it would not.
make us change. It would,
Yeah, it would not make it
strange for
strange,
anybody
yeah.
else, but because of Daniel was the third ruler, it wouldn't. It's not strange that he's going to be there.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Daniel held in the kingdom, it would easily indicate that he was there fulfilling the king's business. Abradates was prince of the province of Elam, which lies east of Babylon. He later revolted and sided with Cyrus the Persian. Thus, Elam becoming a province of Persia who linked up with the Medes to conquer Babylon. Note, Elam's involvement was prophesied of by Isaiah 21, chapter 21, verse 2.
So way back in Isaiah, when Isaiah was talking to Israel and warning Israel. Isaiah said that through Elam, through this region, God's going to reveal something to them. I said to you, the Bible is one story.
Hi, Love Redwood. Thank you for joining us. We're studying the book of Daniel. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi. Yep.
So, so most of us, a lot of times, when we were younger, we separate books. We separate books.
Mm-hmm.
And so you would think that the things that Solomon was dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
the things that David was dealing with, things that Samson dealt with, is different stories.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I study, the more I like to say the whole Bible is one
Sorry.
story.
Yep.
One story. And you will do good if you go back and read these texts. Because if you read them in the context of them, you will understand that you'll see the flow of the story all the time. So if you go back to Isaiah 21 2, or Isaiah chapter 21 itself, you will see that it was actually warning Israel from a time of trouble that was going to come. And it identified Elam. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 8 verses 3 to 4. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had two horns, and the two horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand. But he did according to his will and became great. A ram. The first power introduced to us in this chapter is symbolized by a ram. There is no guessing who this is, for in verse 20 we are told that it is the kingdom of the Medes and Persians. So unlike chapters 2 and 7, this vision starts without the kingdom of Babylon. The reason being that Babylon was at the end of its reign and the world dominance. It was passing off the scene.
So look at the interesting part now. Belshazzar would reign for 3 years, right? In the first year, Daniel got a vision and he identified all the four kingdoms, right? But in the third year of Belshazzar, when God already see that Belshazzar was really not going to go down his grandfather's road, and judgment was cast on Babylon, the new dream didn't even have Babylon as the first kingdom. It acknowledged that Babylon is already off the scene, though that they were still in Babylon's time. So the ram represents Media Persia, because we're already in the third year of Belshazzar's reign, which is the last year's reign. Are you following that? That makes sense, Dylan?
Dylan.
Good. Let's go.
Which had two horns. Again in verse 20, we are told that the two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. Medes and Persia. One was higher than the other. Higher came up last. The Medes on the Darius and the Persians on the Cyrus, untied together to bring about the downfall of the Babylonian Empire. When they succeeded, as seen in chapter 5, Cyrus, the nephew of Darius the Mede, allowed Darius to take the throne and rule the empire out of respect for his uncle. Darius ruled for only 2 years and then died at the age of 64. Persia now took the throne through Cyrus. But why is this referred to as the higher coming up last? It is because out of the two nations, the Medes were the weaker, and thus the higher or stronger, which were the Persians, came up last. The kingdom eventually was known as the Persian kingdom.
Persian kingdom.
Just now, just now. Right. Let me see. Darius the Mede, what's that? Darius.
So remember the Medes and the Persians?
Yeah.
So that's uncle and nephew. So one was from Persia, one was a Persian, one was a Mede. So like I guess I'm assuming Trinidad and Tobago, something like that, or Saint Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's actually Iraq and Iran.
Iraq.
Oh,
It's
oh yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Iraq and
yeah,
Iran.
yeah.
So when you talk to somebody that said they're from Iraq.
So Persian is Esther, right? Is it Esther time?
Persia is Esther time. Yeah.
Okay. Queen Esther,
Queen
Dylan.
Esther lived in Persia. She was
Okay.
the queen of Persia,
Mm-hmm.
right? So are you seeing the relevance?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. This is the interesting part. Pushing westward.
Pushed westward, northward, and southward. When looking at the word push here, that and the way it is used in this verse, it is easy to see that it is referring to the conquest of the Middle Persian Empire. The Medes and the Persians conquered Lydia to the west 547 BC and Babylon 539 BC. Egypt and Nubia in the south 525 BC and the Scythians in the north in 513 BC. The entire number of provinces were 127. Esther 1 verse 1 from India to Ethiopia.
So from India, from the borders of India, including Pakistan, was under Persia
Wow.
to Ethiopia, including Egypt.
So that side have king and queens, right?
They had king and queen before them, but that's it.
No, like now they do they have it now?
Just Google.
Who?
The Persian, like do they have you know how like King Darius?
Uh-huh. No, they don't have kings now.
Now, okay. Okay. No beast might stand before him. That is, no nation could stand before the Medo Persian Empire. Did according to his will. No one could stand in the way of, nor be delivered out of the hand of this conquering power, which did according to his will and became great. Daniel 8 5 to 8. And as I was considering, behold, and he goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes, and he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river and running to him in the fury of his power. What is a ram again?
So, you can say Abraham is a goat too, right? 'Cause it's
Okay.
a male goat, right? But they're the
Yeah. Behind the bench.
God used those two names as an illustration. So the goat that you were talking about seems like it was a smaller animal. And then there's a bigger, faster, more powerful goat.
Because
And
in
then
St.
different
Lucia,
goats.
we have. Well, I went there, I didn't see them again. You remember the goat cafe in Zealand?
The mountain goat.
Yeah. And then they would have the goat that people would tie.
Yeah.
And the ones for me, I feel like they were smaller than the ones that people would have in their yard.
Right. So they have
Okay.
different types. So
Okay.
so you're saying, but this one was powerful coming from the west.
It didn't touch
It
it
didn't
didn't touch
touch the ground.
the ground. What does
Remember,
that mean?
what animal represents Greece in Daniel chapter 7? What animal represents Greece in Daniel chapter 7?
That was the lion?
No,
The ram.
no,
The eagle.
no.
No. Eh?
The leper.
The
Oh
leopard,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah,
leper that
yeah.
have four wings.
The bear, the wings, yeah.
To show how to see the Alexander. And that's what he's trying to explain here. This beast came with so much force that he touched not the ground. It didn't rest. It attacks with all its power.
And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him. But he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore the goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up four notable ones towards the four winds of heaven. So the small one beat the big one,
The
the goat, the ram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As I was considering, as Daniel was watching the ram, behold an eagle. Daniel is now introduced to the next power whilst watching the ram, thus showing that these are consecutive kingdoms. Once again, there is no guessing who this is. For we are told in verse 21 that the he-goat is the kingdom of Greece, Gracia, or Greece, under the rulership of Alexander the Great.
So I need to understand that Daniel chapter 8 is the only chapter that actually gives the name of the kingdom. I think you understand that. Daniel chapter 2
Give the
did not
animals.
give the method, didn't give a name. Daniel chapter 7 gave animals and never gave a name. Daniel chapter 8 gave the animals and also tell you what they are. Wow. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
So Daniel chapter 8 verse 20 tells you that the he-goat was Medes and Persia, and 21 tells you that he is Greece, the king of Greece. Go ahead.
Wow. Came from the west. Greece was on the way, on the face of the whole earth. Thus showing that Greece was to be the world dominating power. Really? Greece was to be the world dominating power? Greece was ruling the world once?
Alexander the Great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, sorry.
Alexander the Great was Greece.
Pardon?
Alexander the Great. Now the Syria.
Touch not the ground. Greece was to cover the face of the whole earth in the short space of time. Hence the wording, touch not the ground. Under Alexander, they did this in 12 short years, conquering everything from Macedonia to India and south of Egypt, marching his army over the 8,364 kilometers during the 12 years. That was before Jesus.
Yeah.
When did the flood happen?
When the flood is
Kingdom.
here.
When did the flood happen?
The flood.
Yeah.
In January. In
January.
Genesis. In Genesis. Yeah. That's Genesis. That's way back.
I trying to feel no, don't think it's silly.
No. Asking
What
questions.
I'm in my head, it keeps saying the whole world. So I said like where was Saint Lucia? Like were they like all of
By
Because
that
they
time,
keep saying-
if people were there, it's the Amerindians.
the Indian?
No, the Arabs.
The Arabs and Amerindians. Yeah. There weren't any civilization.
So it's only because the reason like they talk these things they're talking about there is like
It's in Europe.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was based. So every scientist will tell you life started in Africa and it spread to Europe. Right? So the then known world that they're talking about is basically civilized society.
Okay.
They didn't even discover the islands yet.
Yeah.
So that's why the reason why I asked about the flood, I said maybe the islands came up after, right? Because you know an island.
They didn't sail west yet.
They
They weren't.
Christopher Columbus was
Yes, they didn't sail west yet.
notable horn between his eyes. From verse 21, we see that this notable horn is the first king. History tells us that this was Alexander the Great. Came to the realm, fury in his power, moved with a court. The Bible describes the goat as coming to the realm in the fury of his power and being moved with choler against him. Why? Here is a comment from Adam Clark's commentary on Daniel to show the reason. Speaking of Alexander, he said, subdued Persia and Mede, sacked and burnt the royal city of Persepolis, the capital of the Persian Empire. And even in its ruins, it is one of the wonders of the world, to the present day. Which one is that? The Persian Empire or the Persepolis one?
It's the headquarters of the Persian Empire.
And they said even in its ruins, it's still one of the world's
Still one of the
wonders.
world.
What makes it beautiful? What it have?
I don't know why. So I think I don't know why. But as we go on, when we start dealing with the secret society, and especially the Freemasons, you will learn that the secret of the Freemasons is really the secret of stonework that God gave to Solomon to build a temple.
Huh?
So
Say it again.
Freemasons
Okay.
started with stonemasons. The stonemason, how to build these magnificent buildings
Mm-hmm.
was given to Solomon by God to build a temple.
Okay.
So they started, the murdering started at Hiram Macbeth, which is the architect for Solomon that hold the giants of Solomon's temple. So most of these buildings in Europe, the
1 second.
Egyptian pyramids and stuff were
1 second. If you guys can hear me, we're discussing the book of Daniel. I'm sorry, Amaro, 1500, you're not understanding. Just keep on listening and then you will see what we're talking about. If you have a Bible, you can turn to Daniel chapter 8 and as you read, you can follow and you will probably understand. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. But just
you
keep
can actually
listening.
give them the website.
Oh yes, there is a website that you can follow. Tell them. They can hear me.
So the website we're looking at is DanielleBibleProphecy.org. DanielleBibleProphecy.org, and you could identify. You could actually just let us know that you have it, and we'll tell you where we are. So when there's a name that I need you to remember. The name is Hiram Macbeth. Hiram Macbeth is the architect that was working under Solomon, who got murdered by the Masons for the secret of the
Wow.
the
So
plan,
hold up.
the blueprint.
Kati, this is like still now, Mr. has something, the Mason is the people
Mason.
that was helping them build.
Yeah.
Is that what that
The
was?
Freemasons come from Masons, from stonemasons, which came from when you follow it back, it came from Solomon's temple.
Yeah, so what I'm asking, like how they have the carpenter
Yeah.
and the mason. You're telling me that the mason in Solomon's time killed the guy to get the
the secret that God gave them, how to build Solomon's temple. So most of the buildings that are the wonders of the world it came from the blueprint of Solomon's temple.
The people that were working and building killed.
Kill Hiram Macbeth.
Mercy.
And then call it a Freemason.
And so that's where the Freemasons start from.
Yeah.
So in the Mason shade, to be a Mason, you had to come under them, and they build really, really great wealth in Europe. I said to you, slavery never ever bothered me until I put foot in London, because as a student, I never like history, I never like literature, I didn't think that I should go to school to study English
Never like history and
when
maths.
I speak English. And those things didn't bother me, didn't interest me. What interests me in school was technical joining and building technology. So I have a general one in technical joining and general one in building technology.
Amazing.
When I got to England and I started to see the architectural work on some buildings that I'm looking at, those built in the 1200s and the 9th century, and I was like, that building is a multi-million-dollar building today.
Like Diana's palace, Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Like you
So
see the outside of it, but then when you enter inside until you learn.
Right. So it could tell you the kind of wealth they have, but that started at Solomon's temple.
Wow.
I tell you, there's so much information to learn. There's so much information to learn. Okay, so let's get back here now.
I lost where I was. Where was I?
So it says Adam Clark commentary. And
Wait. We also find that when an official entourage appealed for conciliation, they were handed the famous reply, "Heaven cannot support two sons, nor the earth two masters." For the rest of verse 7, it is easy to see that Alexander utterly destroyed the Mid-Persian Empire. For the Bible says that he smote the ram, break his two horns, no power in the ram, cast him down, stamp upon him, none that could deliver the rum. Alexander's empire covered Greece and Macedonia, in the west and east through to almost the Indus River, then south through Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. Therefore, the he got waxed very great. But Alexander's kingdom covered a greater territory than the Medes and Persians. And the fact that he conquered them, Greece is regarded as waxing very great. When he was strong, horn was broken. When the empire was at its peak in strength, Alexander died in a drunken debauch. Remember I was telling you that, Kathy? At about the age of 31, just before his death, he was asked to whom the kingdom would go. The reply came back that it would go to the strongest. For it came up four notable ones. In verse 22, we see that these four notable horns are the four horned kingdoms. The four kingdoms, they were not to stand up in the power of Alexander. That is, they did not have to conquer land that was unconquered to extend their territory, and not one man was to rule all. Initially, the entire kingdom went to Alexander's natural brother Philip Aridius, and then to his two infant sons.
Hold on. Daniel, last night I sent you a video. Did you see it? I sent you a video last night.
I did look.
So I sent Daniel a video for her to post it. It's about Alexander and the fort.
Nicole, is it possible to put it there? Can you put it there on the TV? Can you help? If I send
no,
a video.
it's like an hour long.
Oh, okay.
It's like an hour long. Yeah, it's something to do in your spare time.
Okay.
So I sent you the video. No, because I wanted us to post it. So if you look in your WhatsApp, you'll see a video, and you can post it, and everyone can look at it.
Okay.
It's about this conquer. Go ahead.
So, and then his two infant sons, Alexander, Aegis, and Hercules. Hercules is like the Hercules.
The goddess Hercules.
Within a very short time, these were all killed, so there was no natural heir to the throne. And battle ensued between the 36 generals for control of the kingdom. Eventually, it was divided between four, exactly as the prophecy stated. These were Cassander, who had Macedonia and Greece in the west, Lysimachus, who had Thrace, excuse my pronunciation, and a large part of Asia Minor in the north. What's that word?
Ptolemy, that's the name I was
Oh,
you're going to ask me, Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, who had Egypt and a part of Syria in the south. Seleucus, who had the bulk of the Persian Empire from Syria eastward. But Rohan, the Hercules they're talking about there, is that the Hercules like in the movie?
Yes.
But he was how strong and things, so how he died fast?
No, he didn't say Hercules died fast, but
They say
Hercules.
eventually they died.
Hercules is a so Greece had many gods. Greece, on the Greece, you get Olympics. On Greece or on
Atlantis.
Athens. But I think Athens came when Greece time.
The Atlantis city.
Not Atlantic City, Athens. Athens is not part of Greece. Athens is part of Greece.
Athens.
Yeah.
Athens. Athens. That
Right.
word. Okay.
But they had many gods, and most of the gods they put as supernatural gods, like Hercules, Venus.
Hercules is a god?
Yeah.
That's what I asked. That's what I'm trying to
Greek god.
understand now.
The Greek god. So
I mean, there's
some of the
a movie
movies that you see,
The thing on Saturday is Xena and Hercules.
Xena, all that came from.
Remember Xena and Hercules?
Yeah, all that came from Greece. On
So
the
this thing is based on true story?
it is based on true story.
Yeah. I didn't even know
I'm gonna go on YouTube and see Hercules
Me
today
too.
and Xena.
They still
that.
worship.
You can get it on Prime. You know,
They
Prime
still
has
worship
movies.
Hercules and this, if you talk to people from Greece,
Mhm.
that's still one of their gods.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. This is interesting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Towards the four winds of heaven, is that where I am?
Yeah.
Towards the four wings of heaven, that is towards the 4 points of the compass, north, south, east, and west. Jeremiah 49, verse 46.
So the four kingdoms, the four generals divided Alexander's kingdom into four, right? But the next verse, I want you to pay more attention now. This guy's gonna focus in on a little horn. Let's go.
And
Daniel 8,
Yes.
9
to
to
11. And out of one of them came forth a little horn.
You're hot?
No, the sneeze.
You want me to open the window?
No.
I don't think it goes in allergies, Danielle.
I have no idea.
Yes.
Which waxed exceeding great toward the south and toward the east and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them. Yes, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
So remember I said the topic of this
There, cleansing the
is
sanctuary.
cleansing the sanctuary. So now you're hearing that this little horn is going to, the place of the sanctuary is going to cast down.
Mhm.
It's gonna, there's a few identifying marks that we're gonna look at the little horn.
Oh, 1 second. What are you asking to repeat? Is it the website? Game rule? Is it the website that you need? Sorry, what is it?
DanielBibleProphecy.org.
DanielleBibleProphecy.org. Okay,
Can you type it in there?
not that one.
Okay.
Let us. Sorry.
So, Daniel, I want to read this, but Daniel chapter 8, 9 to 11 again, because we have to identify, there's some identifying marks
Mhm.
to look at the little horn, right?
Mhm.
Because remember, I keep saying that the Bible made sure it never named the little horn. It never called it by name, it just keep identifying it. So let's look at it, and we're going to look at see what happens.
And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. It waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and the stars to the ground, and stamped upon it. Yes, he magnified himself, even to the priest of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. So please explain.
But no, well, it can you really explain? Here's a look at some of the identifying marks of this little horn. Let's look at some of the identifying marks.
Let's have a look at some of the identifying marks of this little horn. It came out of one of the four wings, not the four horns.
Okay, so hold on. You see, because Daniel chapter 7 said the leopard had four horns, right? Are you following me?
Yeah.
Daniel chapter 7 said the leopard, which is the Grecian Empire, had four horns. Four horns came up, right? And out of one of them came a little horn. Remember Daniel chapter 7 said that?
Yeah.
No, in Daniel chapter 8, when we're now opening the magnifying glass a little better,
Mm.
the Bible is saying, listen, it's not out of the horn, because you might be thinking that it's out of the kingdom that it came. But now it showed you that the four kingdoms control four wings, or four parts of the earth. The north, the east, the south, and the west.
Mhm.
And out of one of the winds came the little horn. Oh, naturally, a kingdom would have been there, but this didn't come up because of the kingdom. And that's what Daniel chapter 8 is trying to explain to you. right? It did not come up under the kingdom. It came up by itself, but out of one of the wings. Are you
That's
understanding
crazy.
that?
No,
Right?
say it again.
Okay. So Daniel chapter 7,
Okay.
identifying Greece, a leper with 4 wings on his back.
Mm-hmm.
In the latter part of the kingdom, it said it grew 4 horns. And when he introduced the little horn, it says, out of one of them came a little horn. That's Daniel chapter 7 says. God wanted to show you even a clearer picture. So in Daniel chapter 8, he said that the 4 horns will happen. The 4 generals will take the kingdom, but they're divided into 4 wings of heaven. Meaning, one went east, one went west, one went north, one went south. That's the generals. Now it's saying, out of one of that wing, out of one of the winds, the little horn came up. Naturally, if one general went west, one went east, one went north, one went south, the little horn will have to come up within one of the kingdoms. But the point that the Bible is trying to make is not of the kingdom. Okay, so it's not like Nebuchadnezzar and then Belshazzar, his grandson, rule the kingdom. It's not out of the kingdom itself. It's not out of the lineage of the king, but from somewhere inside the kingdom, in the outer courts, among the peasants. So something outside of the king itself, the little horn is going to come up. Are you understanding that?
Yes.
So it's saying yes, there will be a kingdom there, but it's not of that kingdom. So it has to be something totally different from one of these 4 generals. Are you understanding that?
Yeah, so there's a king that's gonna come from one of the generals.
Not from one of, but from out of one of the kingdom.
One of the yeah.
But not from the general.
No. I mean like in one of the four
Wings.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one that's special.
Okay, for example, you see like how, for example, in England, you have King Charles, okay, he inherited the kingdom from his mother, and then if he passed on, he go back pass it on to Prince William, and he stay in the lineage. What he's saying, the king will come, but not from the lineage
of the king.
Of the king.
Yeah, but from somebody, probably a minister in the court.
So question, right? There's 2 brothers, like Charles and Andrew. Sorry, what am I saying? William and Harry. God forbid something happened to the king. Automatically, William becomes the king.
You always know who's next in line.
So what? Because I know like it has something to do with, like in movies I've seen, it's not the brother that's gonna be. Is it the brother that's gonna be the next king? If something were to happen to him?
No, but that's why he chose the brother already. So the brother can't be the king. The brother can't be the king.
What?
The brother have something with esteem, and they throw you out the royalty, so he can't be king.
No, not Harry.
No, it's talking about Charles.
So
okay, for instance, Andrew.
No. Wait.
Maybe not understand.
No, wait. The children, Charles' children.
Yeah, they're not children.
Are they the one that are going to be king after him, or his brother? So yeah, so what I'm saying,
After William is one of his children.
so that's what I'm asking you, because it's not gonna be Charles' brother. It's gonna be
The children.
the children.
Yeah.
So the grandson.
So it's through his lineage, not his. So if he died, maybe without any children, maybe the brother. But as long as you have children, it's through your lineage, not the brother.
The brother will
But that
always
would
be
making
prince,
sense.
not king.
Yeah.
The second brother will always be a prince, but not a king. Is the first brother's kid.
The first brother, the first brother, his lineage is gonna be king. The only other brother can be king if he dies
If he
before
dies,
his
that's the king.
And if you have a daughter, then she become a queen.
Sorry, wait. The only way the brother is going to become king, what happened?
William has to die.
Okay, for
If William
instance,
die without
Daniel, if Charles
And
didn't
she
have no
didn't have
children,
time
Mhm.
then his brother would have become the king if he passed.
Oh.
But because he have children, then his he go down to
To
his
the children.
not his brother.
Okay, okay. So now it makes sense, Ron. So the little horn is not from
From the line.
the
of
lineage
none
of
four
none of
generals.
the. Wow.
So it's just gonna come up from within one.
From you, from your lineage,
But none
because
of
you're
the-
not related to the royalty
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's have a look at some of the identifying marks. I feel like I read that. It came out of one of the four wings, not the four horns.
Mhm.
So this power was not going to arise out of the Grecian empire. Wax exceeding great. Middle Persia was great.
And I like this. I like this line. Listen, to this. Middle Persia was great.
Greece was very great.
Uh-huh.
But this little horn was to be exceedingly great, which is greater than all the other powers before it.
And that's what the Bible says.
Wow.
So Greece is in, it says Greece was great. Alexander was great.
Mhm.
Then Media Persia was great. Greece Greece was very great.
Hmm.
And the little horn power is exceedingly great.
Extremely great.
I want you to understand. So go ahead, 2 words. And for some
Two
reason,
words.
my battery is dying fast. I don't know why.
2 words. Is it plugged?
I don't know. You have to help me. Tech person, help me.
Toward the south, Egypt. Toward the east, Syria. Toward the pleasant land, Jeremiah 3 speaks of Israel and Judea in idolatry. And the Lord asked them in verse 19, how can he give them the pleasant land, which was the Philistine? The Palestine. Sorry.
So understand that this little horn power is going to push towards the south into Egypt. It's going to push to the east into Syria. It's going to push to the pleasant land. And in Jeremiah, while talking to Israel, identified Palestine or Israel as the pleasant land. So that little horn is going to push towards the pleasant land.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground. What is stars again? I feel like
the angels, like the message, like the people who stand up for God.
oh, okay.
God's people.
Verse 24 reads, mighty excuse me, and holy people. Obviously, God's people are being stamped upon. Stars in Revelation 1:20 are referred to as the angels, the messengers to the churches, which are the leaders of the churches. So not only did the power stamp upon God's people, but also upon some of his leaders, magnified himself even to the prince of the host, prince of princes in verse 25. This power was to even crucify Christ, the prince of God's people.
So in that little text, when it says he's going to magnify himself to the prince of God, is making reference that Roman power is going to crucify Christ. That power is going to crucify Christ.
Wow.
So from verse 23.
From verse 23, we see the following. Toward the end of the reign of the 4 kingdoms, kings, another nation was to stand up or take control. Notice the identifying marks. King of fierce continents and understanding dark sentences. In Deuteronomy 28:47 to 51, Moses is giving.
I really want us to read it. So let's find Deuteronomy 28:47 to 51, because Moses said something there that is so interesting. So it's a Deuteronomy, right? Deuteronomy
47,
28. Deuteronomy 28,
47 to 51.
Okay, go ahead. You have it?
I'm still looking.
That was just in here? Oh, not yet. Okay, read it. Read it. So this leader is going to read that. You have it?
What? Really? 47? Okay. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Hold on. The fourth kingdom represents what? What metal is represented by the fourth kingdom? What metal?
Metal.
What metal?
Metal only does iron.
Iron. So Moses said that this kingdom will put an iron over your neck. Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle's flight, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Hold on. Daniel chapter 7. The lion had eagle wings, right? So here again, Moses in Deuteronomy is telling you that this nation going to swift as the eagle. Okay, go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
So again, a nation with fierce countenance. So Daniel basically says, that this nation is going to be a nation of fierce countenance. Daniel. I saw it.
Moses is giving prophecy of the nation that would finally destroy Israel. In it, we see the same identifying marks plus a couple more. Put a yoke of iron upon their neck, whose tongue thou shalt not understand, and a nation of fierce countenance.
So Moses identified three of the identifying marks.
Wow.
Way back in Deuteronomy. That this is going to happen to Israel.
Also,
I told you, the Bible
in one story.
is one story. Stop looking at it as separate books. It's one story. One story. Go ahead.
Also, we need to focus on the principle of the repeat and enlarge, as seen in chapters 2 and 7. So, what power arose from outside of the Grecian Empire? Rome, as it was not part of Alexander's kingdom, waxed exceedingly greater than all the powers before it. Rome had a greater dominion than any other kingdom prior to it. Rome conquered Egypt in the south in 30 BC, Syria in the east in 65 BC, and Palestine in 63 BC. Who cast down some of God's people and his leaders to the ground. This refers to the persecution and attacks made by Rome on the Jews. We also see a reference in Revelation 12:4, where the great red dragon, a symbol of Rome, cast a third of the stars of heaven to the ground. Was that when Lucifer one foot came down?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, this is interesting. This was a reference to the taking away of the 1/3 of the power of self-rulership from the Jewish nation, and 1/3 of which was the royalty, leaving the Sanhedrin and the priesthood. Did Rome crucify Christ? Psalms 2:1-2 and Acts 4:25-27 show that even though the Jews plotted and orchestrated Christ's death, they still had to gain the authority of Pilate and Herod to carry out the crucifixion. Also, it was the Iron Monarch of Rome that put a heavy yoke about Israel's neck until the time they destroyed them. Plus, the Romans spoke Latin, which was the language that was not known or familiar to them as Greek, Hebrew, and Chaldean were most common. And from looking back at chapters 2 and 7, we can see that it was Rome that succeeded the Grecian kingdom, and thus this little horn in Rome. But we is Rome, sorry. But we need to remember from chapter 7 that Rome has two phases, pagan and papal. And this little horn, it is broken without hand. In verse 25, which is a clear reference to the second coming. By him the daily sacrifice was taken away. Here we now have the transfer from the pagan Rome to the papal Rome. So the text will read, by papal Rome, the daily sacrifice was taken away.
Okay,
What
on.
is that? What is
Hold
the
on.
daily sacrifice?
So that's what we want to focus on now. So one of the identifying marks is the daily sacrifice will be taken away, right? Have you ever heard anything about the sanctuary? What do you know about the sanctuary?
The cleansing of the, I know, like people that had sin couldn't go in there. If when the priest go inside and he was sinful, he just drop in. So they had to tie a rope around their waist, and if they drop for them to pull them outside, they had to be no blemish or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that the
next
sanctuary?
So next week,
Oh,
The daily sacrifice is cut every day.
so next week we're gonna look at the sanctuary service, right? So next week we're gonna look at the sanctuary service. Huh?
This is not the daily sacrifice. Because it's intact, right? It's not the daily sacrifice. Well, you'll read it when you
Yeah.
see it.
But I wanna show you something that happened in history that I found interesting. Rome came out of the nation. Tell me. That's a word I told you, right?
that would.
Yeah?
I think so.
Tell me.
Yes.
Ptolemy. Rome
How it
came-
have a P and it says,
the P is silent.
Silent. It's silent.
The P is silent.
I swear English need help.
Right? The P is silent.
English is crazy.
So Rome came out of Ptolemy. Right? Ptolemy had Egypt down to Palestine and up to Western Europe, like France, Italy, area there. So Rome came up out of Ptolemy, right? So Ptolemy. Okay. Here's what interesting to me. Ptolemy had a direct Ptolemy had a okay. So let's look at his nickname, because that's the first thing that interests me. Ptolemy's nickname. So what's Ptolemy's nickname?
I see chickpeas.
So look at the nickname of
Savior,
Ptolemy.
given, protect.
Sota.
Sota.
So he nicknamed himself Sota, means savior.
Don't understand.
His nickname. So this don't have anything to do with the prophecy, but Ptolemy nicknamed himself Sota. So it has people in Egypt calling him the savior, right? Ptolemy did something that was really amazing. Ptolemy, I was doing my research. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So Ptolemy had a pig sacrifice.
A what?
Let's know Ptolemy said.
Jesus, I can't. Nico.
So read
can
this
you
one,
ask me to
Daniel.
put on the music?
In 168 BC.
What? Oh, how do you pronounce the word? See, what's the king's name? I can't pronounce. Seed King, who was actively contending with the Ptolemy, kingdom for control of Egypt and Judea, desecrated the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. He is reported to have sacrificed a pig on the altar of Zeus, an act described as the abomination of desolation.
And you can read it in the book of Maccabees, right? In the book of 1 Maccabees. So on the Ptolemy, they said he was so upset one time that he sent his people to sacrifice a pig
instead of a sheep.
Instead of a sheep
Oh.
in the Jewish temple.
That's an abomination.
During Ptolemy's time, for a short time, the sanctuary had to be closed because he had the abomination. He had an abomination.
Hold up, in the sanctuary, you do that?
In the Jewish sanctuary. He killed a pig.
Wow.
And put it on the temple.
Pigs on clean.
Yeah.
So during his time, the Jewish temple had to close. And you would have believed that's what the prophecy is saying, that this horn, which is Ptolemy, is going to desecrate the sanctuary. Right?
Oh, was that when the sanctuary fell? After he burned the pig?
It had to be closed during a period to
clean it back. Okay.
I want to show you how the devil is such a great counterfeiter, right?
Bootleg.
Because anyone that read this history would have want to believe that little horn is Ptolemy. Because the devil allowed Ptolemy to do this so that you don't look at Rome. Right?
Tell Sarah when she's too loud. Why do you have to sing in the mic?
Go ahead. Yes, it's bigger than powerful and bigger horn. But listen what happened though. The truth is, when Rome came to power, Rome
not don't sing in the
only
mic.
desecrated the sanctuary, but Rome done away with the sanctuary.
Wow.
So the sanctuary is there. When we do it next week, the purpose of the sanctuary is to take away your sins. The reason for the sanctuary, the reason for the sacrifice, is all to do with your sins. Right? So it's actually, so on a daily basis, and we'll go through it in depth next week. On a daily basis, when you know your sin, you would have made a sacrifice by giving a lamb. You transfer your sins. I'm coming. You transfer it, or you want to explain it? Okay, well, I'm coming then. You will transfer your sins from you to the lamb, and then when you make the sacrifice, you transfer the sin figuratively from the lamb to the sanctuary. So the sanctuary played a very, I'm coming. Let me explain. So the sanctuary played a very, very important role in humans to understand how God deals with salvation. The sacrifice you have to make is salvation. So if you don't have the idea of a sanctuary, you have no idea how God deals with salvation. So here's what the Catholic Church does. The Catholic Church takes out the sanctuary of the Christians and place their system, which the bishop would be the father, and you will go.
You have to go, and that's where you go in and say, Father, forgive me, Father, I've sinned.
And it's so funny because every time I'm doing this around Easter time, I'm able to show people and identify how the Catholic Church messed up God's work. But the devil is the greatest counterfeiter. I'll tell you something else. If you read the bottom part, read the next one.
While pigs
telling me why? Go ahead.
While pigs were often considered creatures of chaos associated with Set and avoided in traditional Egyptian temple offerings, they were not strictly forbidden. Some texts mention the sacrifice of pigs on specific rituals for the goddess Skitmet and defied the word again.
Ptolemy.
Ptolemy, Queen Arsinoe was reportedly treated to roasted pig at her festival.
So now, what I want to draw your attention to, it says that it's considered creative of chaos associated with whom? With Seth. You see that name Seth?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And
Who is
it's spelled
Seth?
S-E-T, right?
Oh, that's the same setter.
No, it's spelled as S-E-T.
Yeah.
Right? What's Adam's third son name?
Seth.
Seth.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes, but how? What is that?
So the devil just want to confuse
God.
people.
Oh,
So
okay.
He allow, however he get it in their mind
do it.
to name this God Seth,
Seth.
trying to counterfeit the promised son. Remember, every son that Eve had, she because God promised that a son will come. If you read the Bible, it said this Seth would be the son of redemption, of salvation. And the devil used Seth's name as chaos.
Mercy.
He used a situation that the fourth kingdom is going to desecrate the kingdom, the sanctuary, and use Telemach to do the very same thing.
Wow.
You see, so if you're not studying, you will easily take this story and say, okay, that's where it ends. But that's why chapter 8 spend the time to show you that the little horn power has nothing to do with none of the four kingdoms. They are kingdom by their own
self.
Yes, I saw two hands.
I was just asking if you're gonna do like a sermon next week because then you could break it down a little bit.
On the sanctuary? I think I'm not preaching until the second week of next month. When? Next week?
And everyone would learn this.
Yeah.
Dylan, you want to ask a question?
I think it has to do with the language. How can you transfer your sin to the language? You said something like this.
Okay, so next week we're going to do that with from the Bible, so you can see that God had a plan for salvation, right? So that's what we're going to do next week. God have a plan for salvation from the very beginning, right? Right.
I was so shocked when I heard that.
That God had a plan for salvation.
Because I was saying,
There's no remission of sin without shedding of blood.
no, because I used to say, why God creates Satan? Why create him?
He never created
Lucifer
Satan.
created.
Lucifer turned himself into Satan.
That's what I was until I heard that there was a plan for salvation. I was saying, why God creates? Why? Pardon?
She was there for sin.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying it's only when I heard that God had a plan for salvation. I was asking why he created him, because he knew Satan was gonna sin. Like, why he make him?
Okay, I don't know if I understand it wrong, but because like God have such a plan, that gives Satan a reason not to contend with him. Because it's like like we are souls, right? And God have a plan for we, but Satan want we as well
To God.
be contending with God.
Stop that.
You have the story, right? But it's not even half of the story.
As I said, I hope I get that right or wrong.
So there's a book by the name of The Great Controversy. The Great Controversy starts of a wonderful heaven, peace in everything. Everything was perfect and peace.
I started.
But Lucifer decides to think in his heart that he can be God. And because of that, he started to put doubt in the angel's mind, in everything.
Corruption.
And corrupt everything. So the plan of salvation was even before that. If ever there was a revolt, this will be the plan of salvation. Matter of fact, Ellen White explained it even more and said that the whole controversy, everybody listening to me? The whole controversy starts over earth. And when you're going to understand that is when we start Revelation.
Sorry,
Because
wait.
Revelation
You said the whole controversy start over earth.
over earth.
So God, because God make Earth mad, Satan mad.
Never included
It never so right. So one
Sorry,
of
what?
so
Look, Lucifer was like a well, he was there in everything because he was in charge of the whole force, right? So everything runs through him down to the chain of command to the local going back. And when he comes that branch and then make man and he went from his create earth and all that. Lucifer was involved. So he upset. So he decided to well he will make a mock prayer that destruction creation was next. And he
A rebellious
remember
child.
the other person and say, oh what's the father? Son of the man, how did you fall down so much from glory? Because he was one of the most magnificent beings that created. He could sing like a choir. He had all the tunes. Yeah, he had all the tunes. He was all at once. But not different time, all at once. He could sing like a choir.
They have one lady I saw on YouTube. She can sing, but you can hear like 3 different voices when she's singing. I think maybe it's like demonic, but she actually can. There's a way that she does it. You can hear 3 different parts. Yeah.
So because of that, we keep talking. No, it's a part. So that's why everybody was fear of mankind.
But that's what I remember. I said to you guys, I always used to say why he create God, why God create him, because God already knew. Like if he knows Satan going to do that, but then when I understood that he had the plan for salvation, then I was like, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
So but and I will hate to tell you that you fall in love with the spirit of prophecy. You explain a lot of things to you.
If the same energy was
And you are great.
the great controversy,
How could I get
I'll give you a copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how can I get it? So if your question, God answer,
I'll give him one from Uncle.
your question,
So
God,
let me 1 second, Uncle John. You see, whoever taught you all Ellen G. White, I know you and Anita have your little conflict about it, but whoever, just forgive them because they went about it the wrong way.
You know what? Hold on.
Yeah.
You know what I keep saying?
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying that the person that fights against Ellen G. White never really read her books. They just hear somebody else say something.
Yes. Did you ever read the book by yourself? The Ellen G. White book.
but never get the books to read.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you.
All right.
And then the
Okay.
thing about it now, because we were going to this church,
The
that was
church,
corrupted,
okay.
The church man not time to read it. So it all stemmed from this, so someone wants to take this back stand. So it's not something, she didn't start it off that way.
Okay.
But because
Okay.
of where we was going and what they was doing, then she now decided, well, all she don't
She don't want to
because
Nothing.
they
They're
was
fighting
bringing,
against it.
they was bringing it out the wrong way.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
They was bringing it out the wrong way. So
Wait,
then,
I'm live.
we continue to say that if you ask God why
Oh yes. There you go, Brother
Why?
Kati. Let me write your name on it. Can I have a pen, Brother
If you
Kati?
ask God why,
Go take
why
the pen
did he
from
create
Uncle.
Satan? And
Go take the pen. Go and take the pen from Uncle Kati for me. I'm writing two from the Milo to the Hagleys.
No, put his name.
Both of them. From Milo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but eventually we go still we go really take care of it. Yeah. So my wife is kind of stubborn, but she coming around. Give her a little time. She coming.
He says it while she's not here.
Yeah, what I'm saying, Daniel. If you ask God why he had to create Lucifer to know what he was going to do and know what he is about, then you that question God why create man.
I used to say I cannot wait for me to go to work to beat Eve up. That's what I used to say. That's what I used to say. Two things I used to say. Why create Satan? And I cannot wait for him to go to beat Eve.
Okay, so I want to continue. We have well,
Sammy?
40 minutes.
Come.
You can be a short with the story about this guy. I didn't remember I did tell you one.
Give it to Brother Kati. It's on it.
And he said,
Oh my God. Why are they so loud?
Turn it down. I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Jeez.
yeah, this
Really,
guy's from Antigua, right? And he said, he used to go to the Adventist church, but then he
Why till he love in her head? Until he love in her head, he work. Oh, okay.
He fall out and he's you know, but then he started to say he's gonna go back. But they say you can't wait for them Adventist people to come talk to him about sister white. When all of them talk about the sister white, this and sister white that. And him saying can't wait to prove them wrong. So and to fix them. So he went out and he said, I'm going to buy all our books. All our books. You know the story where they want to pray and ask God to say.
And then the devil heard.
The man here and then the word back to God. And then she in the prayer.
Yeah.
She said, he must say, oh, I'm me send the food to you and not God. And then the woman said, thank the Lord, when the Lord bless you, all the devil send come on, all the devil.
So what happened after he read the book?
All these books, and he said, go study because you have to know everything. Go fix them. You know, you want to counteract something, you have to know exactly.
Yes.
So when you start to read and get them deep into it, he said, oh wait, this man talking truth. And I said, you know, in feel, I'm wait for this opportunity time to go, you know, get this something. He said, yes, see, and to go for counteract. But everything in dive into. Give him the message that when he done now, he start to say, boy, everything in my court sister white now. You know?
So for me, I would, and again, I keep saying this to Rohan, I read Daniel, but in him explaining to me, because in the, I think it's health and, what's the one with the food, the way we're supposed to eat, and she was mad about when she got the prophecy about the meat. She was upset. How she's gonna tell the people about the meat eating? She was this is not in the Bible. So it is to help us know that, you know, to abide by the 8 laws of health. She was just she's a helper. She's not God. Because God gave her them. And you know when
a lot of people don't understand that Sister White was just a regular.
Uncle John, when I went and do my study, let me tell you, when I went and do my study, two of them, and I found out she had a twin. I didn't even know that. Yes. And there was one time she got a vision and she said she's not going and tell the people. I don't remember which one. God shut her mouth. She couldn't talk. I'm like, what?
But God called somebody before her.
Two of them,
Yeah.
two people. Yeah, two guys before her. So just imagine if the guys had take that one, what would happen with the guy?
So I want you to scroll down to Daniel 8, 13, 12. Daniel
Sorry.
8, 12.
Oh, okay.
So,
And
go ahead.
and an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
So this is Daniel 8:12 is basically saying this is what the little horn going to eventually do. It is going to cast a host. A host was given against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. So it's going to transgress the daily sacrifice all the time, right? It's going to put away God's sanctuary and create his own sanctuary. And
So one of the counterfeits again, Dylan. You asking the question who? Dylan. You asking the question about the lamb. So of course we're on to like next week, but the thought just came. We're going to do the sanctuary, but the sanctuary was there where the people were going to confess their sins. So the Catholic Church now have it, God thing, where the people are going to confess their sin. Do you understand? Hello, hi, who? Wake up. Do you understand? So God have the sanctuary, right? Where the priest would go in, do the lamb thing, kill the lamb, the people's sins. But they don't have that anymore. Now the Catholic Church. Yes. Aaron was a priest. Yeah, that priest back then.
not Roman Catholic priest.
Not like the Roman Catholic. But Aaron was a priest. Eli, you remember the story? Hello, the story of Samuel. Remember Eli was the priest? Let me call Daniel for you. Yeah.
So verse Daniel 8:12, 13 and 14 is very interesting. So the end of it says, and host was given against him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression.
What is an host? Who's that host?
A host is people.
Yeah.
So mass of people gonna go and transgress by reason of transgression. Right? And we're gonna read it right here. And it casts down the truth to the ground. So the same little horn is gonna cast the truth to the ground. And the part that I like to point out, it practice and prosper. Because I said to you, all the secret society start right at the little horn. Every last secret society you know start right at the little horn. So read a host was given against the daily.
An host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it came down the truth to the ground.
It cast down.
Oh my God. Sorry. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. An host was given him the daily. The word host means a mass of persons. The host of choir. The mass of persons was given to the papacy against the daily paganism. This came in the form of Clovis, the king of France. He was converted to Catholicism in 496 AD, and then went about converting the other pagan nations to Western Europe. This was done through the war and capitulations. By 580 AD, Clovis and his military strength exercised on behalf of the papacy and finished his on behalf of the papacy had finished their work in success. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain.
I want to pay attention to these two verses. Pay attention to these two verses. So who is I? Then
Danielle. Danielle, yeah.
So Daniel heard. Go ahead.
Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spoke, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Okay, steady. And this is where we want to stop today, okay? This is where we want to stop today. Daniel said,
You saw my face.
Daniel said, I heard one saint.
You want the food for them, Coffee? You want the food for them?
Remember what Daniel's in a vision. Daniel saw when the little horn came up. Daniel saw the little horn came up. But while he's looking and seeing what they're doing, he heard two persons speaking. He said, I heard one say,
and then another certain saint.
Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint unto that certain saint which spoke. How long? So here's the question. How long the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, the transgression of desolation, right? To give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot. So how long God is going to wait to see this little horn power? Child. How long God is going to wait to see
That's a question I
error?
wanted to ask you. So what was the daily sacrifice? Was that the killing of the
lamb?
The
So
lamb.
every day,
Okay.
every single day they kill a lamb?
Josephus, a historian by the name of Josephus, he lived in the time of Malachi. Malachi. Living time of Malachi.
He wrote that the Jews were killing over 350 lambs a day
What?
by that time. People said they were killing over 350
Was it one lamb per family or one lamb per person?
person.
Thank God Jesus come and die.
Well, everybody doing lamb. Not everybody doing lamb. Whoever can afford lamb, they bring it. But sometimes you not certain dollars.
To kill for the sin? I was just not sin. Thank God. No.
The whole idea about it, God wants to show you that from bad things, and every time you do this type of thing, you find it hard to go sacrifice innocent animals. But because of that, you want to put the things on the animal. Because it's all like a shadow of the same thing. And we think it's easy now that we put the things upon you.
It wasn't easy.
Right? So it's just that I'm showing what was to come. And then because really and truly the animals sacrifice cannot wash away the sin. So it was about antichrist of Christ of obedience.
Jokingly, I was just gonna say thank God I wasn't born in that time because I enjoyed twisting the chicken's neck. Because I would just go from the children.
So understand the question. So I want to understand the question. The question that Daniel overheard is how long, and I'm putting it on how long that is tolerate? The Antichrist.
Not long, because now remember he said he's shortening the days for the next day.
How long? He said, how long does government will happen? How long is going to allow the daily sacrifice, the transgression that's happening in the sanctuary, and to be given
the standstill and the whole is sudden on the book. So he's saying that what's happening is not something that is pleasant. So those things harmless is not something that's got to be pleasant. So how long going to happen? And verse 14 says, and it says unto him, unto 2,300 days, then shall it stand still.
So that's when Jesus was going to come.
Wait a minute.
Hello, don't come and tell me, stay tuned. Listen to me, stay tuned for the next scene, some days of our lives. Eh? To be continued.
No, because when we start going, I don't want to jump and drop. I want to start at the beginning. And it takes time.
Thank you everyone for joining me at the end.
But I want to stay to those two verses, especially 13 and 14, where the saint asks a